السلام عليكم. وياكم محمد الحمداني، رئيس مجلس إدارة اكتشاف الحلول في الموصل والوكيل الحصري لبراند ITEL. قمنا اليوم بعمل ورشة تدريبية بالتعاون مع مركز الرشد المجتمعي في مجال الطاقة الشمسية، وقمنا بطرح الإصدارات الجديدة من انفرتر 8 كيلووات. كان هناك نخبة من الحضور والخبراء والمهندسين في شتى المجالات في هذه الدورة التدريبية، تم فيها طرح المنتجات وطرح بها بعض المشاكل التي يعاني منها المركبين والمنصبين، وأيضا اقتراح الحلول الحديثة في هذا المجال. نتمنى من الجميع أو من الحضور الذين كانوا موجودين أن قدمنا لهم المعلومات الكافية والوافية حول المنتجات الجديدة والمشاكل التي يعانيها وطرح الحلول لها. نتقدم بالشكر الجزيل لكل من ساهم في هذا المؤتمر أو في هذه الورشة التدريبية، وكل من كان قائما وحاضرا عليها. وبالنهاية تقبلوا تحياتي وشكري الجزيل لكم. معكم محمد الحمداني.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نرحب بكم سادة الأفاضل في مركز الرشد المجتمعي، ونرحب بالجميع كل باسمه وجميل وصفه على تلبية الدعوة لحضور هذه الورشة في المركز. حقيقة المركز كما تعلمون دأب في العديد من النشاطات العلمية والنشاطات الإنسانية في مختلف نواحي الحياة. هذا اليوم لنا لقاء جديد في موضوع الطاقة الشمسية. حقيقة الدعوة كانت موجهة من قبل شركة اكتشاف الحلول للتعرف إلى إحدى الشركات الرائدة في مجال الطاقة الشمسية اللي هي شركة ITEL الصينية. موضوع الطاقة الشمسية موضوع مهم جدا، يجب أن ننفتح على المجتمع للتعريف به وللتوعية به. مركز الرشد المجتمعي أقام العديد من النشاطات والدورات في هذا المجال، خصوصا دورات تتعلق بالطاقة الشمسية. وانتم كما تعلمون أنا ما راح أتحدث عن الطاقة الشمسية أمام شركات الطاقة الشمسية، أنتم أعلم بالسوق. وأستاذ علي كممثل للتوزيع كهرباء نينوى، وأستاذ خضر هو مسؤول الطاقة في محافظة نينوى، على علم في واقع الحال لتطبيقات الطاقة الشمسية. التوزيع الأستاذ أحمد أمجد والذين يعملون معه في التوزيع يحثون دائما على استخدام الطاقة الشمسية في مختلف المجالات، ومتحملين المسؤولية في ربط الأون جريد، ومع ذلك ما زال الإقبال كلش قليل، وهذا يمكن مرتبط في جزء كبير منه على تطبيق مبادرة البنك المركزي. احنا اليوم شركة ITEL راح تقدم لنا ورشة تدريبية بسيطة لمنتجاتها وأحدث ما توصلوا إليه، حتى تكون للشركات الحاضرة والمؤسسات علاقات طيبة معهم. قبل ما نبدأ احنا نحب أستاذ محمد يود يقدم الشركة مالته كشركة هي المضيفة لشركة ITEL. أستاذ محمد الحمداني مدير شركة اكتشاف الحلول. الشركة مقرها في الموصل قرب جراج الشمال. تفضل أستاذ محمد.
السلام عليكم جميعا. يسرنا ويشرفنا أن نرحبكم جميعا في هذه الورشة التدريبية المباركة، ونحب ترحيب السادة الحضور من الشخصيات الكريمة والأساتذة والخبراء وكل من لبى هذه الدعوة إيمانا بأهمية الاستدامة ودور الطاقة المتجددة في بناء مستقبل أفضل. إن اجتماعنا اليوم يعكس وعيا متزايدا بأهمية التحول نحو مصادر الطاقة النظيفة، وفي مقدمتها الطاقة الشمسية التي أصبحت حلاً عملياً وفعالاً لمواجهة تحديات ارتفاع التكاليف وشح الطاقة وتأثيرات التغير المناخي. لقد أثبتت الطاقة الشمسية قدرتها على العمل وعلى تقليل الاعتماد على الوقود التقليدي، مما يسهم في خفض التكاليف التشغيلية وزيادة الاستقرار في الإنتاج، مع الحفاظ على البيئة والموارد الطبيعية للأجيال القادمة. وتأتي هذه الورشة التدريبية وبالتعاون مع مركز الرشد المجتمعي انطلاقاً من إيماننا المشترك بأهمية نشر المعرفة وبناء القدرات وتقديم الحلول العملية للاستفادة الفعلية من تقنيات الطاقة الشمسية وتطبيقها بشكل صحيح وآمن ومستدام. وفي الختام نتقدم بجزيل الشكر والتقدير لمركز الرشد المجتمعي ولكل من ساهم في تنظيم هذه الورشة وإنجاحها، كما نشكر حضوركم الكريم واهتمامكم، ونتمنى للجميع ورشة مثمرة. أما بدوري أشكر القائمين على هذا الحفل وعلى هذه الورشة وعلى كل من حضر. أقدم الآن لكم الأستاذ فان بعد تسليم الإدارة للأستاذ الدكتور لتقديمه رسمياً في طرح المعلومات.
الحقيقة احنا فاتني أذكر إنه الطاقة الشمسية يعني مثل ما معلوم أعلى جهات جهات الدولة أولتها اهتمام كبير جدا، وحاليا عندنا ممثلي الشركة العامة لمعدات الاتصالات والقدرة، هم عندهم يمكن فرصة استثمارية معلنة في مجال الطاقة الشمسية، في مجال إنشاء مصانع في هذا المجال. راح يبدأ ممثل شركة ITEL السيد فان السيد فان، نعم، مع ممثلين آخرين راح يتحدث باللغة الإنجليزية. لا تريدون ترجمة؟ أنا مترجم أو الأستاذ محمد؟ نعم، راح يكون يتحدث بالجزء الثاني من الجلسة. تعال تفضل أستاذ. I can start. You can start.
Okay. So, Assalamualaikum, gentlemen. My name is Fan. I'm the country manager of ITEL in Iraq. We are very glad to be invited today by Mr. Mohammed from DIS to share all the knowledge about solar, about what we're going to do in Iraq. So, the first part of the presentation is done by me. I'm going to share about why solar in Iraq and what's the main components of the solar system, and how to choose the right solar system for your home, and what's the basic installation knowledge. This is the first part. Second part, my colleague Mr. Mustafa is going to tell you about some hot selling series about the product and about the company. So the first one is about the solar energy in Iraq. This is a solar radiation map from the World Bank. It shows the average of the solar irrigation time in Iraq. So most of the area is more than 5.5 hours per day per square meter. And even in this side, it's more than 6.6 hours, which means from this part, they get the longer daytime. The second one is the current problem all of us are facing, the power outage. Some areas they are facing about maybe 3 hours, some areas maybe facing about 10 hours in different locations, especially in the rural area. Maybe full day they are out of power. So the people have to find the way from their own side. The third reason is about the diesel generator. People, first time, they have to spend also a lot of big investment to buy the generator. And at the meantime, with the diesel price, it keep raising. People are keeping investment to the generator. And the second, that every 3 months, every half year, you have to do the generator maintenance. The first is about the high demand right now in the market. People are inquiring the solar system to do the backup of their house. The second part is about solar system main components. So here I listed two type of solar system. One is a hybrid solar system. Another one is an on-grid system. So I have some video I'd like to show you. Second.
The most popular type of solar setup in America. To understand how it works, let's see it in action as it powers a typical American home for a day. Let's begin at night. At this point, relatively little power is being used. The fridge, some phone chargers, and maybe the heating or cooling. There's no solar right now, so electricity usage is met by power imported from the grid. In the morning, energy use spikes as the family prepares for the day. They're using kitchen appliances, hair dryers, hot water heating, and other devices. Part of their energy needs will be met with solar, but as the sun isn't very strong yet, the home will continue to import from the grid. At midday, the sun is much stronger, and the solar system reaches max output. This is also when electricity usage is at its lowest, as everyone's out for work, school, or errands. That means lots of surplus power is produced. In an on-grid system, that surplus is exported to the grid. In return, the utility pays for the power by crediting their electricity bill. In states with net metering, homeowners have the advantage of selling their power at the same rate they buy it for. In the afternoon, the sun moves downwards through the sky, causing solar output to drop. However, power usage is still low as most of the family's not home yet. The system continues to export power for bill credits. It's evening. The setting of the sun means there's no more solar. Energy use now peaks as the family returns home and runs lights, entertainment devices, and kitchen appliances. Grid energy transfers now switch direction. The home stops exporting and starts importing power instead. It's night again, marking the end of the daily energy cycle. The on-grid system imported energy for much of the day, but this gets offset by the high energy exports achieved by the system during midday and afternoon. In fact, a properly designed on-grid solar system can achieve 100% offset of a home's power requirements, which means electricity bills with zero net usage charges.
Okay. This is about the on-grid solar system. Let's go back. So the on-grid solar system that you only have the PV modules, the on-grid inverter. This kind of solar system is only suitable for the stable areas like north area in Iraq. They are providing maybe 24 hours stable power, and you can export the solar power to the grid. They're gonna give you it's a bit direction meter, which gonna keep record how many kilowatt hours you have produced from solar at daytime. And when you are you use from that meter, they're gonna deduct from what the power you have generated at daytime. And the second one is about the hybrid system. Let's check the video, please.
Solar systems are solar panel setups that are grid connected and include battery storage. Hybrid systems reduce reliance on the utility and provide backup power when the grid is down. In this video, we'll explain how a typical hybrid solar system works in places where time of use billing applies, such as California. Let's start with the morning. As the family wakes up and prepares for the day, there's a spike in energy usage. Solar production can't meet all of the demand, as sunlight is low early in the day. The shortfall will be met by power from the battery, if it still has charge after its use overnight. If the battery is flat, power will be imported from the utility grid. At midday, with the sun high in the sky, solar panels reach max output. Meanwhile, energy needs are low, as people are usually out of the house. Lots of surplus power is generated, which is used to charge the solar battery. The home also avoids importing power, which tends to be expensive from midday onwards under time of use plans. In the afternoon, the family's energy needs are still pretty low. Solar panel output can meet power demand as well as top up the battery. If the battery is already full, the surplus power can be exported to the grid. In the evening, everyone returns home, so energy use spikes. For most households, this period accounts for over half of all energy usage. Evenings are when solar battery storage is most valuable. Instead of buying power at pricey evening peak rates, the home can draw on the battery to meet the high demand. At night, the home will continue to be supplied by power from the battery. If the battery runs low, grid power can be imported to meet the home's needs. If the utility's off-peak electric rates are low enough, it might be economic to charge the batteries with grid power as well. To summarize, a hybrid solar system intelligently switches between using solar power, battery storage, and grid power. It allows you to avoid using grid power at peak prices, leading to bill savings. Hybrid systems are most viable in areas with time-of-use electric rates, such as California. However, there is strong demand for hybrid solar systems across the country because they can provide backup power when the grid is down. There are also significant rebates in some states that make battery storage a compelling addition to a home solar system.
So as what the video said, that the hybrid system main consists is the PV modules, hybrid inverter, battery. So at daytime, there are two situations at daytime. When you are installed enough panels, at daytime the panel solar power gonna directly transferred by the inverter to your home loads. At the meantime, you are charging the battery. And because here in Iraq, some areas they are not allowed to export the power to the grid, so there's gonna be some power loss. Okay. Sometimes, for example, the cloudy day, or maybe sometimes when the weather is not good, the solar power cannot provide enough power to cover all of your loads. So the hybrid inverter can take the power both from the PV modules and from the grid power to power all your loads. And when for example at night, when the PV module is totally not working, the grid power is going to provide the loads. At the meantime, if the battery capacity is very low, the grid power is going to charge the battery at the meantime. So these are some of the main components of one system. The solar panels, it might have different range. The inverter, we have three different types of inverter: hybrid inverter, on-grid tie inverter, off-grid tie inverter. The third one is the battery: lithium battery, gel battery, tubular battery, all different kinds of battery with different capacity: 2.5 kilowatt hours, 5 kilowatt hours, 10 kilowatt hours, 14 kilowatt hours, 16 kilowatt hours, 60 kilowatt hours, or maybe bigger, 250, maybe 1 gigawatt hours. The fourth is the mounting structures, which we mount the solar panels on the roof. The fifth is the DC AC cables, which we connect all the panels, we connect the inverter. Also the protection device, which we're gonna install the breaker, SPD, lightning protection, all these devices. The sixth one is the monitoring and communication system, which we're going to use to monitor the inverter data, how many kilowatts of battery, how many kilowatts of the power you got today, and what's the capacity currently, the charging and discharging of your battery. So this is the main inverter product of ITEL. We are providing from 500 watts, right now we can 500 watts, 4 kilowatts, 6 kilowatts, 10 kilowatts, 12 kilowatts, and 30, 50, 100, all this range. Yeah, that's thank you. Yeah, it seems that we have some new members joining. So we just finished introduce about the main components about the solar system. Yeah, later on you can discuss with me or with my team or with the our main partner in Mosul about what it consists, and anything that you want to know, you are always free to contact us.
Okay.
Then we have to continue.
Continue. Yeah.
Thank you. And these are the battery that we have from the rack mount battery, 5 kilowatt hours, the wall mount 5 kilowatt hours, 10 kilowatt hours, 14 kilowatt hours, 16 kilowatt hours, even much more bigger one. The next part is about the solar system design. So when people trying to install a solar system, what's the most questions they want to know? And because for most of the end users, they don't know how to choose the system. Yes, what the installer should know is, first one, the daily energy composition, which means that how many kilowatt hours of the power are you requiring for your house. And if you don't know, some of the installers are going to ask, what do you have at your house? Are you having a TV, AC, fan, and fridge, lights, all this? We're gonna calculate what's the daily consumption of the loads, and the peak loads, which means that when you are turned on all of your loads, what's the maximum kilowatt of these loads? The fourth one is considering some special loads. For example, the AC or the pump. When this kind of loads start, the peak current is very big. It should be 3 times to 8 times higher. For example, when the AC starts, the rate current may be 14 ampere. But when it starts working, at the first 1 minute, 2 minutes, the rate current can be maybe 45 ampere. This kind of data you have
16.
Yes.
Maybe 16.
Maybe 60.
Yeah.
This
For the start.
Yes, that's true. Yes. And the fifth one is the future expansion allowance. You have to consider that in the future you're gonna add more home loads to your house. Yes, today you buy another new fridge, you buy another new TV for your kids. Yeah, you have to consider this. So you have to add about 20% to 30% when you are doing the design. Well, after I arrived in Iraq, most people, they don't know what's the total loads in their house. Most people, they only know how many amperes. Yes, this is the common data for everyone. They only know that I need 6 ampere, 10 amperes, 20 amperes, 30 amperes. Okay? This one, when we're talking about a product or in water. So I hope you can open this one. The brochure, when we open a brochure, that the in water part, there is the data of output current of the inverter. For example, for 3 kilowatt, the output current is about I think it's about 16 ampere. For 6 kilowatt, it's about 27 ampere. For 8 kilowatt, it's about 36. But when you are choosing inverter, you have to times at least 70% times 0.7. This is for all of this. Okay, after you confirm your size of the system, you have to decide how many panels you need and what's the features that when you install the panels you have to consider. First thing is about the source facing, because Iraq is in north side of the earth, so most of the time, the panel should be source facing. Then the degree of the panels. This one you have to consider the latitude and altitude of the location. Normally it should be from 25 to 30. Average people here, they are just using 30. The next one is about the AC radio. You have to consider when you done the system, there are some system rules. About normally when I do the calculation, I use 20 to 25%. Next one is about the string design based on the inverter MPPT range. Different inverter MPPT have different range of the PV input and the current. For example, for the 6 kilowatt, the PV input range is from 120 to 450. So when you connect your panels, you have to, when you do the series connection of the panels, one panel is about 48 to 52 volts. So maximum you can connect maybe 7 or 8, no more than 9. If more than 9 is more than 500, it's out of the range of the MPPT, it's gonna burn the DC input. Also, when you connect the panel, you have to consider how many amperes of this string. The one string, the current panels is about 13 amperes or maybe 14.5 amperes. One of the MPPT, the general data of the MPPT is about maximum they are making the 20 amperes. But when the sunshine is really strong, the string amperes may be out of the range of 20. It will also burn the MPPT, the DC side. Then the next one is considering the dust loss. This is a common problem in all the Middle East areas. After maybe 6 months, 1 year, all the panels is covered by dust. I have some data that we have done before. Due to the dust, the panel loss might be from 8% to 20%. So sometimes people are considering that I buy these good brand panels, I pay more, I might get more power. But this kind of small feature maybe affect more after 1 or 2 years. If your panels is already full covered by dust and you don't clean it, you get maybe 20% loss from the PV side. So we kindly advise that after system is done, you at least maybe, I think 1 month or maybe 2 weeks, try to clean your panels. The next part is about the inverter selection. Right now we recommend most of our clients here try to choose the hybrid inverter because we don't know what will happen and we don't know that the current grid power stable or not. So that's better. You install inverter with battery as backup. These are the main features that you have to consider about. The hybrid inverter compatibility, the rate power, and where's the peak power. The next one is MPPT quantity and the current rating. Then it's a single phase or 3 phase. Then the communication is the inverter support Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, all this. Pardon?
You can connect this inverter by Wi-Fi?
Yes. All current inverter all have the Wi-Fi app, which you can monitor in the inverter data and the battery data, also how many kilowatt hours from the solar you got.
That's good.
And I make a short list about normally what we recommend to the house.
Yeah.
For the residential, we recommend 5 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt. For the villas and shops, we recommend 8 kilowatt to 20 kilowatt. You know, this is all depends. What do you have at your home, at your shop? This one, this is the installer what's the digital check. The third one is from commercial side. It may be for some small factory, workshops, for warehouse, all this. It might be 30 kilowatt, 50 kilowatt, 100 kilowatt, 125 kilowatt, or maybe 500, 1 megawatt. Then the next one is a parallel system for scalability. In the future, if you think the current power is not enough, when you do the selection of the inverter, you have to consider this inverter can be parallel in the future. You can add more in the future. The next part is about the battery selection. Right now in the market, most of people are just selling the lithium batteries. But still, in some rural areas, for some maybe lower income people, they are still trying to buy the tubular battery and the gel battery because it's more cheaper. But considering the life of the lithium battery and the gel battery, we strongly recommend that people try to choose the lithium battery.